bizarre.
Hey everyone!
Hey!
Welcome to a new show we're starting called
Speech Bubble!
And it's primarily featuring us, Team Tough and Stuff.
Wee-hee!
Team Tough and Stuff comprises of Mark and
Amanda.
And really it's like this week I'm tough.
And I'm Steph.
But really it's just how we're feeling.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're feeling tough. Maybe sometimes we'll be tough and tough. Who knows?
Who knows?
Stuff and stuff. You know.
Stuff and stiff.
But Speech Bubble's a new show we're starting, and it's about webcomics, because there's a lot of them out there, and we really enjoy them.
Yes.
And so, to start us off, I figured we would talk about one that we both really enjoy, that Amanda actually got me into, called Avas Demon.
Yes. I actually heard about it from Imgur.
Imgur, okay.
She got so much traffic on her site, it actually shut her site down.
Whoa!
It kind of blew up from there.
That's awesome. So, before we start the show, we'd like to take a second to tell you about Audible.com. With thousands of books in every genre, Audible is your best source for audiobooks. Go to audibletrial.com/bizarre to start a trial membership and get a free audiobook of your choice. Listen to them in the car, your house, work, wherever. With smartphone support, it's totally mobile. Again, that's audibletrial.com/bizarre. Now back to the show.
So, Avas Demon is written and drawn by its creator, Michelle. I'm so sorry if I mess this up. I don't even want to try it.
I think it's like Chakowski. I want to say it's Chakowski.
Something like that.
Something to that effect. And I if we butchered that, I apologize a million times. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't even know if I want to try that one. I don't want to. I'm going to butcher it badly. I know it. But she worked at Nathan Love, which is an animation studio in New York. She actually interned at Pixar and worked at DreamWorks. So she's got a very good background to her.
Yeah.
She wrote this story in 8 years from when she was 15 to 22 before she began to draw it. And her goal is for it to read like a color script for a movie, which it definitely does.
It definitely does. And
it's actually so popular and so, she's not so much support. It is her full-time job. This is what she does.
Yeah.
It even has an ending. She just has to draw it to that ending.
Yeah.
And she's probably maybe I'm going to guess a quarter of the way through it.
Yeah.
By just an estimate. I don't know how far she's going to go with it.
Which is pretty crazy since it's up to over 1,000 pages.
Yeah. But each page is like one comic still. Yeah. Almost.
It's like one box of a comic. It literally is a scene. It's scene for scene, basically, is what we're going through.
And it's like she releases a page at a time. So it's not just here's a shot and then a week later. No, she'll release a chunk of it. Yeah. And it's almost like a page of a comic. And
freaking beautiful.
It's absolutely gorgeous. You can definitely tell that she had professional with a company. It doesn't surprise me that she was interned at Pixar and worked at DreamWorks. It's gorgeous.
I looked into the about not so long ago on the about page and I found that and I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
As for a plot and story, Avas Demon is a webcomic that is set on a distant planet, or set on distant planets.
Yeah.
Allegedly 1,000 years into the future, and it starts off about a 15-year-old girl named Ava Iyer.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. She has the misfortune of being haunted by a demon named Rathia Bellarmina, who takes joy in manipulating Ava's actions to make her life as miserable as possible. Only later does Ava learn about Rathia's true motives, and little does she know how tumultuous her life is to become. I think I butchered that word too. So that's the overall plot and story. And
that's pretty basic as far as where it is.
Super basic, but it's really a good synopsis, really.
Yeah, for the beginning.
Spoiling anything.
Yeah. And it goes way further than that. But yeah, at the beginning, you've got Ava, and you see a little bit of Rathra just, making this poor girl's life absolutely miserable.
Fire, dying in the fire.
Pretty much, you see her like trying to get Ava to kill herself constantly.
Yeah.
And possessing her to small extents and making her do stuff. And of course, you find out why pretty quickly, and that's like my favorite part.
So far, that is
Wraithra's backstory.
Yeah, that whole backstory is probably some of the best art I've seen so far in this comic.
Absolutely.
All the art's gorgeous, but that one is beautiful.
The colors, especially on Wraithra, to get the coloration for her when she's in like her corporeal form, was just mind-blowingly beautiful. But yeah, and the storyline for Wraithra was really, that's kind of what caught me. That's actually what I saw first. I didn't see the beginning of Avas Demon. Okay. I saw Wraithra's backstory pop up on Imgur. I call it Imgur. Yeah, and like I said, it took her site down, and she had to move servers because she had too many people for the server she was on.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was down for like a week, because I was like, I want to read more! Why is this happening?
So... I was going to talk about characters, but I don't want to go too much into characters because I'm afraid that will spoil stuff.
You get the basics. You've got Ava, Maggie, and Odin, who are 3 students at a school, and you're going to meet them pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Why?
We know, all I can say about Maggie is we know that Ava and her used to be friends, and something happened, probably due to Wraithia, that made them split up, and
now Ava's alone and secluded.
Maggie hates her.
Yeah.
And then Odin's a creep.
Yeah, Odin's this weirdo creep. Although thankfully he doesn't stay a weirdo creep. Odin, I think, is actually one of my favorite characters to follow now. And I've been,
he's grown me a little bit, but for the most part, I don't really care for him.
Yeah, in the beginning, you really don't like Odin. It's made so that you don't like Odin. Yeah, he's kind of a dick.
He's a dick and a creeper.
And it's very quickly changing, especially where she is now in the story. Yeah. I'm like, yes, more Odin. Yes! Yeah. I want to know more.
There are other characters that you meet later on. There's a character named Gil, who wants to be a medic.
Wants to be a doctor. And is training for it.
There are other... so Ava is inhabited by a spirit named Wraithia, who used to be a normal person before showing down. Other kids also have spirits because of Wraithia when she was alive, and so you find out that other kids have other spirits, and other spirits are like Tools, who is a magic user, and he's all leafy, and I want to cosplay him because he's huge, and I want to cosplay him.
He's all sad and kind of depressed, and it's cute. And then you have Nevi. I like Nevi.
She's so colorful.
Yes.
She's like a little water sprite kind of thing. Like nymph almost.
And she's always drawn so beautifully. Yeah. And she doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know why she's a spirit.
Yeah, she has amnesia.
Yeah. And then Pietri.
Yeah.
I adore him. I want to know more about him.
Yeah, we don't really know too much about him except that him and Wraithia
were together.
A couple, yeah.
They were the power couple of their galaxy.
Yeah.
So you get to meet, the kids, you get to meet more of the demons, and of course not all the kids and not all the demons have been introduced yet. We're getting there slowly. The creator, Michelle, did have to take quite a bit of a hiatus. She does some Kickstarters because she's actually got the comic out in book form.
Yeah.
And
I want to get it.
Yes. And when she does her Kickstarter, she does a lot of incentives with it. Like a lot of stuff that she will make and send to you. Yeah. There's people that are going to be drawn into the comic later on because of how much they donated to the Kickstarter and stuff. But doing that actually put her really, really far behind with the comic. But she had to get caught up with that. That's people who have given her money.
Yeah.
And due to other health issues and stuff. But it seems like we're kind of back to where we're getting some regular updates.
Yep.
Not as often as it was. We used to update Monday and Thursday. And not there anymore, but we're going to get back to there. And... and it's, I want more. It's not one of those points where you're like, come on!
Yeah, give me more!
And we've mentioned the artwork, really, really a lot, and it's because you really have to go look at it, and the second that you really look at it, and you look at a couple pages, you'll understand why that's something that we're really into. The artwork is absolutely gorgeous, and it really draws you into the story a lot more. Everything, it just, I can't believe that she does that much with it.
Yeah.
And especially when she was updating weekly, 2 times a week, that's a lot of work to do, which explains why this is a full-time job. And like I said, all the stuff that she made for her Kickstarter, like keys and stuff and all sorts of stuff was really beautifully done, and it was all done by her. But yeah, there's even some flash animations, like when a chapter ends, you get like...
Those are awesome.
Oh, I love those. You get some music and everything moving.
Reminiscent of Homestuck. Homestuck did the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's what it first reminded me of. But the animation and the music is so beautiful.
Yeah. When it first happened at the end of chapter 1, that's when I was like, all right, I'm in. I'm in for the long haul on this one. I'm always going to read this no matter how long she takes. Yeah. And is absolutely amazing. Definitely by far, I think my favorite webcomic I read.
Yeah.
And I read quite a few. So
it's easily, that's the one I check the most for updates.
Yeah, I really do. Every time I go onto my computer, and I don't even have internet at home, so I have to hotspot from my phone. Every single time I open my computer, I check Avas Demon.
I have like 6 Avas Demons blogs I follow on Tumblr, including her. Like I follow her personal Tumblr.
Nice.
And I'm just like, give me more, give me more, give me more. And like she streams a lot of times when she's doing her art, and so you'll be able to see what's going to come up.
Yeah. It's so exciting, especially because it's at like a really climactic point in the story, because it's such a long story that it's going up and down, and right now it's at a big up.
From what I understand, the past couple streams she hasn't been, because it's at that pinnacle. She hasn't been showing that stuff. She's just been doing fan doodles.
Because it's shit's going down in a major way,
and it's so good.
Oh, it's absolutely wonderful.
But yeah, so that's Avas Demon.
Are they going that way? Or what? Definitely check it out. If you just Google Avas Demon, or you go to avasdemon.com, you'll be able to read the story. You'll be able to get caught up. It's pretty easy to get caught up, even though there's, like 1,000+ pages so far, because they're all one panel. It's like 2 or 3 books at this point. Yeah. But pretty easy to get caught up on. Definitely worth it. Yeah,
so much fun. Such a good ride so far.
Yes.
So I would definitely check that out when you get a chance. But so I think that's all. I don't want to give too much away because it's just so good, and I want people to check this out and go, okay, I'll look at it now. And
maybe later on we can do like a spoilers edition of Avas Demon after people have had like a chance to read it, really kind of go into a lot of the stuff that's happening. Yeah. We could do that too.
Yeah.
Huh. Well,
I think that's all.
That's Speech Bubble, guys.
Yeah, that's Speech Bubble. I don't have a fancy exit, so.
No. Check out Avas Demon and keep checking back from our Speech Bubble. We'll be updating about once a month. Yep. And that's Speech Bubble. All right. Thank you, guys.